Have you ever stood in front of the mirror with your heart pounding, imagining everyone else's eyes on every little flaw? You take a deep breath and wonder, what if I really spoke up today? Or smiled at myself in the glass and meant it? This video isn't about a magical spell. It's about gentle shifts, one by one, that remind you of the strength already inside. Over the next minutes, we'll wander through a kind-hearted roadmap of 13 ideas. Each a soft tap on the shoulder, or a warm embrace for that part of you that's been doubting and people-pleasing for too long. Let curiosity lead you. These thoughts may answer questions you've been carrying. Let's begin with what's inside your head. Notice the little voice that says, "You can't do that," or "This is too hard." This voice often hides behind words like should and must. Therapists call this cognitive reframing, changing the story in your mind. You might start by catching one harsh thought and gently twisting it. For example, if you hear, "I should have known better," try dropping the should and asking instead, "What can I do differently next time?" The Mayo Clinic advises us to remove those rigid should-must demands altogether because they pile unnecessary pressure on your shoulders. Instead, imagine talking to yourself like you would to a good friend, kind, hopeful, patient. Tell yourself, "Even though it's tough, I can handle this," or "I made a mistake, but that doesn't make me a bad person." Just admitting that out loud can loosen the grip of fear and shame. Over time, these small shifts, a kinder phrase here, a drop should there, can quietly reshape how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. Along with challenging those inner critics, practice self-compassion. When you slip up or feel awkward, don't lash out at yourself, offer understanding instead. Think of how you'd talk to a friend in your shoes, or even a frightened child. Maybe put a hand on your own heart, literally or mentally, and say, "It's okay to feel scared. I'm here with you." Self-compassion isn't just feel-good fluff. It's the buffer that makes confidence more resilient. Researchers like Kristen Neff have shown that people who cultivate self-compassion actually experience less anxiety and self-judgment. Remind yourself that everyone falters. Mistakes are merely tiny cracks in the pavement, not the end of the road. Each time you catch yourself in self-criticism, try pausing and saying something gentle instead. This little practice can feel strange at first, but a bit of patience and love toward you will start to seep into your mind and quietly bolster your confidence. Another way to nurture your confidence is with positive affirmations. I know, it can sound a little corny at first, but science says it works better than you might expect. Researchers found that even brief moments of reflecting on your values and strengths can actually boost your mood and well-being. Try this. Stand or sit in front of the mirror, place a hand on your chest, and breathe. Then whisper or think a simple statement like, "I am enough," "I am capable," or "I have strengths and I can grow." You can tailor it. Maybe "I am learning every day," or "I deserve respect and kindness." Studies showed that these self-affirmations make people feel more connected and confident, and even less anxious. The effects aren't just for a moment. When you do them regularly, they tend to stick. It's like watering a plant. Each time you remind yourself of your goodness, you help it grow roots a little deeper. Even if it feels awkward or silly at first, these affirmations are gentle reminders, carving new pathways in your brain. Over time, they can help drown out those old doubts with a steadier voice that reminds you you are worthy of kindness from yourself and others. We're all social creatures at heart. Sometimes the simplest confidence booster is knowing who's around you. Think of confidence as a spark that needs fuel. That fuel is supportive, uplifting people. Scientific studies have found that positive relationships actually build our self-esteem over time, and our self-esteem boosts our relationships in return. In other words, being around friends and loved ones who cheer you on can give you a steady supply of confidence. So, cherish those people who see your light and remind you of it. Call that friend who always believes in you, or join a group that shares something you love, a book club, a yoga class, a volunteer team. It's not weak to lean on others. Real strength is being honest that we need a helping hand now and then. Accepting love and support isn't selfish. It's like letting yourself drink from a clear, cool stream when you've been walking in the desert too long. Every compliment from a friend and every kind word you exchange is like a note in a beautiful song about you that helps you recognize your own melody. Now let's talk about boundaries, because saying no is a form of self-respect. If you're used to always saying yes and doing whatever others need, this tip is crucial. Setting clear boundaries doesn't make you mean or unkind. It tells people how to love you well. As Brené Brown famously puts it, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. See, you're not being bossy, you're being brave. Start small. The next time someone asks for your time and you're tired, respond with something like, "I'm sorry, I can't right now, but I'll check back with you." Practice using I statements too, like, "I feel overwhelmed when, so I need," to explain your needs. With each boundary you set, imagine yourself standing a little taller. You're teaching the world how to treat you. The more you honor your own limits, the more you send the message to your heart. My needs are just as important as anyone else's. And trust this. Every time you say a kind, firm no to something that drains you, you're actually saying a loving yes to yourself. Over time, this grows a quiet confidence that you're worthy of respect and care, just like everyone else. Alongside boundaries, prioritize yourself in little ways every day. This means carving out time for the simplest self-care rituals. Maybe it's an extra 5 minutes of breathing in the morning, a warm cup of tea in your favorite mug, or a short walk listening to your favorite music. It could be diving into a book, taking a nap, or even just doing nothing for a few moments. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. Psychologist Ellen Hendrickson emphasizes that taking time for yourself and practicing self-care isn't selfish, it's crucial. Think of your energy like a phone battery. If you never plug yourself in, you'll eventually shut down. So be gentle with yourself. If you feel guilty, remind yourself that by filling your own cup, you actually have more to give to others. Each small act of self-care whispers to your subconscious, "You matter." Over time, this becomes a foundation for confidence. When you regularly practice self-kindness, you prove to your mind that you are important and deserving. Carrying a little notebook or using your phone to set reminders can help. Write water or stretch or breathe as tasks if needed. These acts signal to your brain that you value your well-being, and that knowledge quietly boosts self-esteem in the background of your busy day. Here's a friendly truth. Confidence is built on small steps. Celebrate every little victory, no matter how tiny it seems. Did you finally speak up a bit more than usual in a meeting? Celebrate it. Did you leave the house when you were anxious about a new situation? Celebrate that too. According to researchers, acknowledging minor achievements actually releases feel-good chemicals in the brain, boosting your mood and motivation. Think of each step forward as a little stone on a path. They may seem small, but they lead somewhere. So allow yourself a quiet cheer or a smile when you notice progress. Some people keep a win jar or a list of daily wins. Even writing down, "I made my bed," or "I answered that call," counts. Harvard experts note that celebrating small wins keeps you going toward bigger goals and makes you see that you're capable. When you acknowledge yourself for these tiny successes, you're feeding the flame of confidence. It's like telling your mind, "See, I can do this. I'm learning and growing." Over time, those sparks add up. They remind you that progress happens a little bit at a time, and you are making progress. Now, what if your confidence still feels shaky in that moment? Try facing small fears step by step. Confidence grows when we stretch a tiny bit beyond our comfort zone. You don't have to bungee jump or give a big speech on day one. Start with something manageable. Maybe it's wearing that outfit you like even if it feels bold, or asking a question in class or at work that you normally hold back. Think of it as giving your courage a little workout. Each time you do that thing that makes your stomach flutter, your mind learns, I survived that. Maybe I'm stronger than I thought. That knowledge is pure gold. Imagine climbing a mountain. You can't leap to the top instantly, but each small step gets you higher. Before long, you look down and realize, wow, I've come a long way from the base. Building confidence this way also gives you real evidence that you can handle new challenges. It's normal to feel nervous. In fact, nerves are just excitement and courage on their way to showing up. So breathe, we'll talk about that next, and take it one baby step at a time. Each step says to your future self, yes, you can. Speaking of breathing, mindful breathing is a secret superpower for anxiety and confidence. When anxiety spikes, our breath gets quick and shallow, and that feeds the panic. But the opposite is true too. Controlling your breathing can trick your body into feeling calmer. In fact, researchers at Stanford found that just 5 minutes of specific breathing exercises, like slow deep inhales followed by long slow exhales, can significantly reduce anxiety and improve mood. It's called cyclic sighing, but you can start with a simple method. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 1, then exhale gently through your mouth for 6 to 8 counts. Picture the stress leaving your body with each out breath. Do this for a minute or two and notice your shoulders relax. The nice part is you can do this anywhere, before a nerve-wracking meeting or right after that mirror pep talk if you still feel doubt fluttering around. Think of it like an internal reboot. Each time you calm your body, you give yourself a fresh start to feel a bit stronger. These tiny pauses and breaths anchor you back to the present moment and whisper to your brain, it's okay, you're safe. And when your body feels safe, your confidence has a better chance to grow. Don't forget your body language. We communicate volumes without saying a word. Try standing with your feet hip-width apart and your shoulders back. Even if you're feeling unsure, hold your head up as if someone you admire is watching you proudly. Yes, it might feel a bit like pretending at first, but there's a real trick here. Our minds often follow our bodies. This means that adopting a power pose, or simply expanding a little, sitting or standing tall, hands on hips, or reaching up to the sky, can actually make you feel braver internally. It's like giving yourself a non-verbal, I've got this signal. Another simple move, smile. Smiling, even a little smile at yourself, sends a signal to your brain that things are okay. The body and mind love to chat quietly like that. You don't have to jump into a confident stance overnight, but start with small changes. When anxious, gently roll your shoulders back and imagine a string pulling your chest upward. Over time, you might notice a slight lift in how you carry yourself and a lift in your mood right along with it. Physical confidence builds on itself. Try it out and see how it nudges that inner voice to follow suit. Here's another useful idea. Keep learning and trying new skills. Confidence grows when you see yourself capable. Maybe it's tackling a DIY project, learning a recipe, or practicing a hobby. Each time you master something, no matter how small, your brain files it under, I can do hard things. For example, if you've been nervous about public speaking, maybe start by watching a video of yourself talking about something you love or speaking in front of a small mirror. If you wanted to handle compliments better, practice responding with a simple thank you when someone praises you, instead of shrugging it off. Each small attempt adds a brushstroke to the bigger picture of you being capable and growing. One tip is to set a tiny goal and reach it. It could be answering one question in class, or saying hello to a coworker, or finishing a short workout. Then pat yourself on the back. Trust me, nothing boosts confidence like seeing evidence you can do the thing you feared. The neat part is, these achievements train your mind to shift from thinking I can't to I might just pull this off. And that change in perspective is incredibly freeing. Gratitude and perspective also matter. When anxiety or self-doubt swarm in, try shifting focus to what's going right or what you appreciate. Maybe keep a little journal, not a heavy diary. Just jot down 1 or 2 good things from each day. Even, I made a nice cup of coffee counts. Over time, reading back through these notes shows you a pattern of kindness and success in your life you might have overlooked. Psychologists say that focusing on positives doesn't ignore problems. it balances your view so you don't see only the negatives about yourself. When you catch yourself thinking, "I failed at that," you could counter with, "But I did this small good thing today." This rewiring, noticing the positive, is like watering different flowers in your mind's garden. It doesn't make the thorns go away, but it reminds you there are flowers too. And those flowers are reasons to be kind to yourself. Over time, maintaining this gratitude practice makes you more aware of your own value and of the progress you've made, reinforcing a quiet strength that says, "Yes, there are things I'm grateful for, and I am part of that." Finally, accept compliments and believe in them. If you've ever brushed off a kind word, "Oh, it was nothing," practice a change. The next time someone notices something good about you, maybe your outfit, your ideas, or the fact you seem calm, simply pause and say, "Thank you. That means a lot." Letting praise sink in can feel odd, especially if you're used to minimizing yourself, but it's a powerful affirmation. Each compliment is a tiny mirror showing you how others see your light. Reflect that light back to yourself with gratitude. You might find it helpful to quietly repeat the compliment in your mind after they say it, or even jot it down. Over time, you'll have built a little collection of evidence that you are impressive in ways big and small. Believing compliments can be a practice of self-love, saying to yourself, "Yes, that was good of me," and it slowly builds your inner conviction. Each time you do this, you are honoring your worth. All these tips, one after another, are like gentle raindrops on a dry garden. At first, you may not see big blooms overnight, but with time and consistency, you'll notice something beautiful: roots of confidence growing. Remember, the journey to feeling truly confident isn't a straight highway. It's more like a winding path through woods, with sunlight peeking through the trees here and there. You may stumble or feel shadows of doubt, and that's okay. Every confident person has been right there too. Just keep walking, step by step, forgiving yourself, celebrating even little victories, and leaning on support around you. In time, you'll look back and realize you've come a long way. You are worthy, capable, and growing with every effort you make. Hold these thoughts close and let them guide you as you step out a little braver each day.